One night I awoke to find Tony sitting at the kitchen table crying. He started to tell me what was happening at school and how he wasn't ever going back there. I had no idea, and none of us had any idea what was happening. Then he looked at me and he said, "There's something that I need to tell you." I'm going to let Tony, in his own words, tell you what he told me that night.
I told my dad that when I died 3 times on the Care Flight helicopter, I had an out-of-body experience. I started drifting out of my body to that beautiful white light everybody's heard about. I headed towards that light, and I could look down and I could see myself. I could see myself, and all the nurses on the helicopter trying to bring me back. And when I got to that white light, it split, and there was a wall to my left of white light going forever as far as the eye could see, and to the right, that white light was a wall going as far as the eye could see. And I was drifting through a tunnel. I remember as I drifted through this tunnel that I felt good. There was no blood, there was no pain. I felt warm. I felt like I belonged here. I remember looking to my left and seeing my mom, my dad, my brother, and me at the kitchen table eating spaghetti dinner. And then I remember looking to my right, seeing myself as the starting point guard playing basketball. I continued to drift. Then I came to a stop, and before me was a huge wall of pulsating energy. It was so powerful, yet so beautiful. Jesus Christ stepped out of this wall. He walked before me. And I can tell you this right now. Jesus is just like you think he looks like. He was in a robe. He had a nice tan. He had a beard. Shoulder, brown hair. He put his hand on my shoulder. And he said, "Anthony Ciaglia, have no fear. You are with your Father in heaven." And then he went on to give me a choice. He told me, gosh, this happened a long time ago, but it's like so clear, like it happened yesterday. He said, "You can stay here with me, and one day you will meet up with your loved ones and live for eternity in my heavenly kingdom. Or I will put you down in your lifeless body." And then he spread his arms out, far left, far right, and he goes, "If you choose to go back, I will take from you everything that all of my children take for granted every single day." And I looked at Jesus and I chose to come home because I couldn't bear to think or watch the surgeon or the doctor come out into the waiting room and tell my mom and dad and my brother that they had done everything they could for me. I am with God now, or Tony is with God. I couldn't bear that, so I came back. But before I came back, the last thing Jesus said to me, he said, Anthony, I want you to love and love. And when you think you can't love anymore, continue to love. And that's what happened.
Hey, murder phoniacs. This is your host, Tony Ciaglia, the serial killer whisperer. And this is my co-host and dad and best friend. He's my hero, my mentor, the fucking coxman, Al Ciaglia.
You're the best, bud. You make me feel good.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
I appreciate it. You know what? That segment, every time that I hear you talk about your near-death experience, I get goosebumps still. I just do. You know, it's very moving and it's very true. Anyway, thank you. Thank you for coming back, because life would not be the same without you. It wouldn't even be close. And your brother and your mom would feel the same way if they were sitting here, guaranteed.
Yeah, just think. I mean, if it was only Joe, that'd be kind of boring, because he's like the business like mindset.
Yeah, he is, isn't he?
And I'm the artistic.
Yeah. Yes, you are.
Funny, jack off part of the family.
Listen.
Yeah.
Listen, I want everyone out there to know what a tough road. I mean, we're on here, we joke, and Tony has made a miraculous recovery, but it's really been a tough road, and it's been 31 years of that road that he's been traveling. And I don't know where the time went, but yeah, I want you guys to understand, it was a bitch. You ever regret it, Tone? Do you ever regret that you came back?
I'm going to be honest with you. I'm going to be honest with the audience. Yes. Well, for the most part, I don't regret coming back, because I love you guys. And for all the tough road that I've conquered, you know, I've had you guys to help me and pick me up and push me forward. But then there are the times where I question myself, I question God, if I did make the right decision. But that's in the times where that tunnel is black.
Yeah.
And you know how they always say there's a light at the end of the tunnel?
Yeah.
Those times where I question if I made the right decision or not, those are the times when that tunnel is fucking black and there's no light at the end of the tunnel, and it lasts for months. Not days, months.
And you know, those are the times when I feel selfish when I say thank you for coming back, because I see what you go through. But in the long run, you've kicked ass, buddy. You
I have
kicked ass.
I've accomplished a lot, haven't I?
Get up and you keep going, man. And I have seen you way, way down. And you go. And And I know it's God's help. It's getting you up, brushing you off, and pushing you forward. Because he said, Anthony, you have a road to travel, buddy.
Yeah, now get out of bed and go comb that fucking beautiful head of hair you got. God, he's in my ear telling me that.
He is.
This is kind of hard. I mean, we're talking about miracles. We're talking about God. And then I look down at my script and it says, you know, last week, Fat Joe was talking about having a near-death experience, which he copied off of mine. Total fabrication.
Yeah, amen.
Yes. You know, hearing his bullshit made me decide to revisit my out-of-body experience. What you heard at the beginning of the show was the way I described it for the first time to my dad in the middle of the night back in 1993. Well, that's a long time ago.
Yeah, it is.
Man.
It is.
And I just think about how my life was back then.
I know.
You guys, if you knew me, and there are fans out there that did know me back then, and you look at me now, you would not recognize me from that person I was back then. I had horrible fits of rage that I couldn't control. Depression that was it just hindered my daily routine completely.
Yeah.
Yeah. I hadn't talked about any of it until then with my dad that night at the kitchen table back in 1993 because I didn't think anybody would believe me. But I experienced it and I knew it was true. And as things started to happen, I realized what Jesus meant when he said he would take away everything that all of his children take for granted every single day. The reason I'm bringing this up is because there is a movie coming out on Friday, October 27th called After Death. And I want all of you to go see this movie. And I want you to think of me. Because you know my experience and you'll know how similar it is to all the other people that are on this movie, in this movie. I'm really excited about it.
So am I.
It's from Angel Studios that brought us The Sounds of Freedom, a movie that woke the world up about child trafficking.
Phenomenal movie.
Phenomenal movie. Yeah, and there are a lot of people that didn't want that movie to come out.
For years, they tried to stop that.
Yeah, evil people.
And they got a lot of money, and they pushed hard. But you know what? Jim Caviezel, I always mispronounce his name. He did an amazing job. And the gentleman that the movie was about is still doing it. Tim
Ballard.
Yeah. He quit his job and he went on his own and he has done amazing things. If you haven't seen that movie, you ought to go see it. It's called The Sounds of Freedom. It's amazing.
But be prepared.
Yeah.
It's tough.
Very.
Tough to see.
Yes.
I'm just so excited, though, that the miracle that I had and many other people have experienced is being given, finally, the press it deserves, because heaven is real. Heaven
is real. I know that because I was there, and it needs to be talked about. All we hear from the press are lies, fake news, and negative stories of murder and war. I think the press should focus a little bit more on good deeds that people do. How does that sound?
Sounds good to me.
Doesn't it?
Yes, it does.
Yeah, because all the press's focus is on is bad shit.
And I don't care what side you're on. I know everything is split. The world's crazy. We need the truth. And there's a lot of good stuff happening. And we're not going to get on soapboxes here, but we both feel very strongly. We need the truth about what's going on. We don't need slanted views. So this is very exciting. It really is.
Mm-hmm.
Because for the longest time, people discount it. They don't believe it. They don't talk about it. Well, you know what? This is going to change things. And I love it. I'm all about it. Right?
I know you are. You look good today.
Oh,
You do.
thank you.
You do. You're
Appreciate
always
that.
so down on yourself, and I hate that. You're a beautiful
It's
person.
called getting old.
You're a beautiful man.
Thank you, buddy. I appreciate it.
Mm-hmm.
You look great, too.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, look at that hair, man.
It's pretty cool, huh?
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
looks great.
Dad, why don't
Give
you
a
read?
shout out to Tony Marco, right?
Yeah,
Our friend, guy that does his hair. And
our
mine.
amazing hairdresser.
He is the best. He's just a great guy.
He's a character, too.
Yeah, he is.
Mm-hmm. Dad, why don't you read the movie Storyline by Angel Studios?
I'd be happy to, Tom.
Thank you.
And this is the storyline that Angel Studios put out. This isn't me. This is them describing the movie, which we're very excited about. After Death is a gripping feature film that explores the afterlife based on real near-death experiences conveyed by scientists, authors, and survivors. From the New York Times best-selling authors who brought you titles like 90 Minutes in Heaven, Imagine Heaven, and To Heaven and Back, emerges a cinematic peek behind the veil that examines the spiritual and scientific dimensions of mortality, inviting viewers to contemplate the possibility of life after death. Okay. There is one thing that will be covered in there that I guess I should have known or thought about because I guess it can happen. But I never thought about it. Tony, I asked him, he said, yeah, of course. He said, I never thought about it, but of course it could happen. So in the movie, they're going to discuss the other side of it when the near-death experience isn't so good. In other words, you're going down instead of up. And you know what, guys? This is important because there's absolutely no doubt in my mind that Joe Metheny, a.k.a. Tiny, experienced the trip going down when he died.
And he can joke around about it, the darkness and worshiping Satan and all that other fucking shit.
Big shot.
Yeah, he can do all that, But when his fat ass was dying on that prison bunk, oh yeah.
And he was in that elevator.
And he was going down. And he came out
And
before
it kept
Satan.
getting hotter and hotter.
Mm-hmm. He was scared.
Oh, hell yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Now we're talking about Fat Joe. So here is the Cannibal creator himself talking on one of his rare phone calls.
How about all those brothers and sisters you got? Any of them ever come down and visit you?
My sister Jeannie is the only one that is. Like I said, my mother, when I was on death row, my mother died in '99. My brother died in 2001. I came down here March 27th of 2021. He died January 18th of 2001. So 2 months before I came down, and he was the only, like I said, he was the only one I used to call, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, he told my sister to write to me, so she still writes me.
I'm glad she writes you. That's,
Yeah. Well, she writes me once a month, so it'll be $20 for that.
yeah.
That helps me out a great deal. I get that and a little job I have in here.
Yeah.
Grand total about $40 a month. I've got free room and board, free clothing, free medical, dental. Like I say, you really need for nothing.
No, you sound pretty content in there. Like comfortable.
Well, when you ain't got much choice in the matter, you learn to adapt.
Yeah.
Putting it, a person can adjust to any situation he's put in.
You know, you have written me some really good letters.
Yes, I have.
Yeah, you know, I mean, we've shared a lot of information, which is great. I mean,
Yeah, I get a fair amount of mail from all over the damn place. But believe it or not, I don't write it most of the damn. Believe it or not, you're about the only person I'm really writing to anymore.
yeah,
Yeah, I mean, you know, for a long time there, I did write a lot of people, you know, but it gets a little old after a while.
Fat Joe.
Yeah.
You hear that voice, huh? Yeah. See, he's
just disgusting.
yeah. You know what? I'm kind of glad he didn't call that much. Aren't you?
Why? You weren't talking to him?
Yeah, well, you're right. You're right. But I got to listen to him now.
Yeah.
So he admitted that his mom died. He didn't admit. I mean, he talked about his mom dying in 1999. And we were able to determine by talking to some relatives, which we'll talk about later when we discuss our trip out there. But she was a really nice, caring, hardworking woman. And she knew what he did when she passed away in 1999. It had already hit the news. Joe was already in jail. She knew it, and according to this relative, it broke her heart. It really did.
And how would it not, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, the way Joe talked, you know, all the bullshit that he spewed.
You're right.
He blamed his mother just because she had him and didn't give him any love and didn't give him any support. And when she heard the word, I need this, Mom, she'd say later.
Later.
Shit.
Yeah. You know, he did that. He used to talk to his brother on the phone. In fact, his brother was the only other person he spoke to on the telephone next to me.
Yeah, that's right.
But his brother, well, he did. He talked to his brother when he was on death row.
Mm-hmm.
And his brother died in 2001. The brother, before he died, told the sister to write him. And his sister, Jeannie, wrote him and sent $20 once a month. Did you hear him?
Oh, did I hear him?
Such a whiny little fuck.
He's 6'2", 500 pounds, and he.
Yeah, he whines like a little fucking bitch.
I mean, he runs. Well, let's not go there.
We don't want to get Haddon involved.
No, we don't. Who?
Who? What?
Who don't we want to get involved?
Haddon Clark.
That's what I wanted to hear.
Uh-huh.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
So Joe goes on and on about, I get $40 a month. It's not much, but everything else is handed to me, so it'll do. A man can adapt to what he has to.
That's sickening.
Such bullshit.
It's, yeah.
And no, it's this guy. He gets everything else handed to him. What the fuck?
Yeah. What did you say when we were rehearsing this? You said he should get 3 meals, solitude confinement.
Solitary. No, just bread and water.
That's it. Bread and water.
As far as I'm concerned, and I know you feel that way.
Yeah.
Bread and water, solitary confinement until his fat ass is gone.
Exactly. No TV.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's disgusting. We may sound harsh guys, but I'll tell you what, we met him. We know what he did. We listened to this asshole. Tony, poor Tony, had to listen to him for 7 years. That's all he deserves. Solitary confinement. He wants to be the big tough guy, and you'll never hear me say I'm sorry. Fuck him. Fuck him. Con man. Consummate con man.
I like that.
It's true, right?
Yeah.
Shit. Sorry.
You okay? I like
Yeah,
that.
I just get a little worked up with this guy. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah, he gets me crazy.
Kind of like the clown.
Yeah. Casey?
Uh-huh.
Same. Just the same.
You know, Dad, the man does like to write.
That he does.
And he shared some wild stories with me over the years. Later today, we're going to cover the story of his first kill. But first, let's give our listeners a taste of what this monster's all about. This letter is dated November 17th, 2008. It has several pictures. It has several pictures of Satan worshipers enclosed. What a bunch of fucking assholes. Right?
I'm trying to cover up. Anyway, they're here. There's these pictures. And
We've got a Satan worshiper that lives across the street from us.
here they are.
Asshole.
And yeah, I got to cover up. Anyway, this is them in a bar. But we just had a show. He sent these pictures to us.
He's in a fucking cape,
He's
isn't
in
he?
a cape. He's in a cape. Yeah, he's just...
A jagoff. A total fucking jagoff.
Yeah. Yeah, that he is.
Remember, he already made his true feelings about Satan known. He worshipped him. I hope Tiny is having fun with his friends, burning in the lake of fire.
Right?
Yeah. It just doesn't make any sense.
I wish they could have seen them, but we can't do that. We can't show the people, but you have a pretty good idea.
Oh, fucking
What they're
assholes.
like. Yeah.
These Satan worshipers.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. All right, we're going to start the letter. Hey, Tony. As always, my friend, greetings to you. I got your letter today. Thank you. I thank you for saying you think I could be a writer. And you enjoy reading my letters. I would much rather write a letter than make a phone call, as you know. Ha ha. I do enjoy talking to you on the phone. And I do consider you my best friend out there in the world. What bullshit. I mean, remember, this is coming from a total con man. Just like the movie Jerry Maguire. Show me the money. Because that's all he cares about. Show me the money. Dad.
Yeah.
You imagine how much soap he needs to buy?
Oh.
So how much money he's going to need just to buy soap alone to wash that fat fucking body of his?
Just picture that asshole showering. Close your eyes and picture 6'2", 525 pounds of lard showering. How's that for a picture?
All I'm thinking about
is his little dick. Serious. That's all I can think about is his little dick, which is fair in proportion with the rest of his body. It's a little dick.
Yeah.
You know? There's no way he could jack off, Dad.
There we're back to jacking off again. There we go. I bet that fucker hasn't seen his dick in the last 20 years. There's no fucking way.
Then I got a good point, you see, right? If he can't see it, how's he going to jack it off? Right?
I love it.
Okay,
you
just-
always make a good point out of things.
I do, don't I?
Yeah.
Just like this water bottle. It's gone.
Damn.
I'm thirsty.
You're thirsty, huh?
I am thirsty.
Okay.
I haven't seen you fucking drink, speaking of.
Yeah, I have been.
Have you?
Yes.
Are you lying?
Just get back to the letter.
Okay. Back to the letter. I have never met anyone like you that I can feel truly comfortable with and open up to and have the conversations that we have.
I think he wants to fuck you. I'm getting that feeling.
That is a good point. I never thought that. Does it really sound like it?
It does.
Hey, come on.
Fat Joe.
Come on.
Fat Joe.
Do you blame him, though? Do you blame him?
No.
Okay. I, too, have suffered from depression all my life. Mine was brought on by the way I was abused and neglected as a child. Do your little jack-off sign. There it is, the coxman. The coxman. I had several bad things happen to me at an early age.
I couldn't help it.
Yeah, he got a double on that one.
Yeah.
Which started me on the path of hurting others before they hurt me. It all started with insects, then animals, then I turned my frustrations onto other kids.
Wait a fucking minute. Okay? What did he say here? Could you wait a minute? I wanted to make sure I read that right. You suffered a TBI, a very serious TBI, right?
Yes.
You lost all your friends. You suffered from very, very severe depression. You had a suicide watch. You slept on the floor at the foot of our bed because we had to watch you every second.
For 2 years.
2
years.
And on and on.
Mm-hmm.
And I was there through all of it. And I don't remember you taking it out on insects, animals, and then kids. Am I missing something?
No, you're not. You know, if I was like him, then I guess there would have been a lot of dead kids in our neighborhood. Kind of like Elmer Wayne Henley. Oh, that was good, huh?
That was good.
Oh,
that
yeah.
was very good.
That's another season, you guys.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Talk about a motherfucking asshole.
And a monster.
Uh-huh. Back to the letter. And to this fucking day, I have never shed a damn tear for my actions of the past, nor do I believe I ever will. Oh, yeah, he's a big
Joe.
tough
big
guy. I need no one to tell me that I am a waste of human life, for no one knows it better than I. Boy, I got you started on something. I can't stop you.
You wound me up.
Jay, I can't stop you now.
I can't stop.
Jeez. I am nothing more than an empty shell of a man with no conscience or compassion towards others. But all in all, I still believe I have been rehabilitated. I still believe I have been rehabilitated from the horrible bastard that I was. For I have not killed or eaten anyone in over 14 years. I think I just may be a useful member of society again. Damn soon. Ha, ha.
Fuck him.
Take care out there. J.R. Metheny, a.k.a. Tiny. With the blood fingerprint. Dad,
Yeah.
I need to step away for a little bit. Just for a little bit. So you're gonna read the next one, okay?
Do I have to?
You do.
I thought I wrote myself out of this. All right. This is from a letter September 1st, 2008. Hey, Anthony. You say the short stories you write to me are not true, and they're just stories that you create from your imagination. Well, there's not a damn thing wrong with that, for I have a very wild imagination, and I use that for ideas when I do my artwork. The majority of the time, I never have a damn clue of what I'm going to draw until it's done. I do enjoy reading your stories that you write about. I always knew you were a very smart and gifted man. He does want to fuck you. Yeah, right?
Like I said earlier, do you blame him?
I have several pictures of you, and I'm sure those sweet young bitches out there are looking at you like a piece of candy.
It's my big dick, I'm telling you. That's all I got to say.
Dick.
No.
Dick.
That's a lot of dicks.
Yes, it is.
God, you get carried.
Every time.
You get carried away
You
with
go right to dick.
Trust me, there's lots of girls out there that know I have a big dick. It's like I don't even have to show up at their house. It's just the dick that has to go
Feeling
there.
good today.
I do.
Ah, good.
Yeah, confident.
It's hard to believe that I was once a good-looking young man myself.
And
Right?
he was. He was too.
The picture we
the
showed,
picture.
right?
Yeah.
That's a shocker. And I want everyone to know, go to YouTube, guys. Watch us on YouTube, because the picture that we showed the last conversation that Fat Joe was having, that we talked about, we showed the picture of him with his whore wife. It was Joe and the bitch, I think, when he sent it. Wasn't that what he titled it?
Yeah, and there was a blood.
Yeah, print on the back, and he signed it. But you see the picture. He didn't look that bad back then.
No.
He really didn't. It was. I didn't even think it was him, but it was.
Yeah, and that was that his wife or a girlfriend?
I think he had a
he had a
He
kid.
had a kid with her, but I'm not sure if he ever married her. I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know.
She was a stripper.
Yes.
And he was a bouncer at the stripper or
he
security.
killed some people because she left, and it's another story, which we'll talk about. But I'm not sure. We'll have to check that out. Right? Yeah, I like that.
You like that?
Look at that.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. So anyway, it's hard to believe that I was once a good-looking young man myself. Yeah, back in the day, the 70s and the 80s, I used to think I was God's gift to women. Who the fuck knows? To some of them, maybe I was. But many of them, they must have thought I was the damn devil himself. Because I was. Now, there's the Joe Metheny, right?
Mm-hmm.
What he did to those poor girls. He was the devil
Yeah.
then. I admit it. I've been a sick, twisted motherfucker from the day I was born. Well, what is it, Joe? Did your mother cause this, or were you sick since you were born? Were you a sick, twisted? See how he changes?
Like the wind.
Yes.
He's like a congressman.
Yeah.
Did you hear me? He's like a congressman.
Yeah,
they change with the wind.
Yeah, they blow in the wind, right?
Uh-huh. Whoever's fucking filling their pockets.
Yeah. I admit it. I've been a sick, twisted motherfucker from the day I was born. I sure as hell am not someone special. I guess I am just the same as any other motherfucker who is throwing his life away by making a lot of bad decisions. The only difference between me and those other assholes is I don't really regret a fucking thing that I did.
I don't know. Do you think that's just talk? He always says he doesn't regret anything that he did.
No, I don't think. I think that's the narcissism coming out. He's
Psychopath.
a sociopath,
Yeah.
psychopath. Yeah, I mean, you could go through there and you'd see all of the signs, which we've covered.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a fucking evil piece of shit.
Yeah.
Well, I ain't so special. I think we have him on the phone saying that too.
No, Joe. We realize you're nothing special.
Right?
Mm-hmm. I'm just thinking. Just think when that fat motherfucker died in his prison cell on the cot. How do you think they got him out of there?
With a fucking crane.
Right?
I mean, think about it.
Yeah.
That had to be a bitch.
Was he
Right?
cremated?
Yeah, I believe he was.
Mm-hmm.
That's a lot of ashes, buddy.
Yeah. All right, everybody. Here is the description of his first kill that he has never talked about. Letter dated April 29th, 2007. The envelope. You have the envelope there?
And the winner is... Yeah, I do.
Okay.
So you guys on YouTube, you see this little Elvis guy.
Yep.
And what's it say on there, Tom?
Envelope. Metheny troll as Elvis with guitar singing, "You got mail." Caught in a trap.
Yeah. Look at that, though. Right?
Yeah.
He's a pretty... Oh, and there it is.
Yeah.
There's the bloody fingerprint,
Yeah.
which is on most letters.
Mm-hmm. Hey, Anthony.
Oh, you know what I just noticed?
Mm.
I'm sorry. This is a picture of him where he tore off his little dick.
Oh.
He must have got
See?
sick of his little dick, so he tore it off.
So I was thinking
the
about
little
it.
troll guy there, see?
Yeah. Show it to the camera. Quit showing it to me.
There it is.
Come over there and smack you.
Come on.
Ah.
There it is. Joe Metheny's little dick ripped off. Ugh. Go ahead, dude.
All right. Back to the letter. Hey, Anthony. I got both letters, and you said you weren't doing well. As always, I hope you're feeling better. Hope you tried to smoke a joint. I'm telling you, one joint would make you feel as good as the medicine you're taking, maybe better. The hippies smoked a lot of pot, and back in those days, you would never find a hippie that was depressed. Ha ha. Yeah, none of them had jobs, that's why.
The dude.
The dude. Oh, The Big Lebowski.
Yes, sir.
One of the greatest movies ever made.
Yes, it is.
Mm-hmm. Back to the letter. Maybe this will cheer you up. The first time I took a life, I was scared shitless. I was 15 years old, and I have tried to get this little 12-year-old red-haired girl to notice me, but she never would give me the time of day. Anyway, school let out for the day, and I followed her home. I had done this several times before, and she always did the same thing every day. That's what most serial killers do.
Oh, yeah. You're
You
right.
know, they track you,
Yeah.
you know, to see what you do, your every move. Like the BTK used to do that.
Yeah.
And David Gore, Fred
was
Water.
big at it.
Mm-hmm.
Ted Bundy, he would do it sometimes, but that fucking nut job, sometimes he just
Grab him.
He just couldn't help himself.
Maniac.
Yeah.
But she would never give me the time of day. Anyway, school let out for the day,
and I followed her home. I had done this several times before, and she always did the same thing every day. She would cut through this patch of woods. Well, one day her luck ran out, for that was the day I killed her. I experienced a lot of firsts that day. She was my first kill. She also was my first shot of ass, and also my first rape. Anyway, I ran up behind her and grabbed her and pulled her back into these woods. She screamed, but there was no one around to hear her. I pushed her on the ground, and I told her to take her clothes off. She was a little slow, so I helped her by ripping them off. I beat and raped her for a little over 2 hours. Then I stood up looking down at her and what I had done. She was holding herself crying. She was all dirty and bloody. There was a big rock laying about a foot from me. I picked it up and started bashing her head in with it. I dug a shallow grave and buried her in it. And this is where she is resting to this day. And that same rock I killed her with is her headstone. That had happened back in September 1970. I used to walk back into those woods many times when I was out there to check on her. When I was a kid, I used to tear my toys apart just to see what was inside. Curiosity is one of man's most dangerous downfalls. It starts from the time we are born. You throw wild imagination and curiosity together and shake it up, and I'm sure the majority of the time, you'll end up with a sick, twisted motherfucker like me. I used to get off on hurting things when I was a kid. It started with bugs, just seeing what would happen when you pull the legs or wings off. Then I went on to hurting animals. I would throw gas on a cat and set it on fire just to watch it run away. That was a wild thing to see at nighttime. I loved when the cat's screams would wake up the entire neighborhood.
Did he? What did you say when we were rehearsing? What should happen to him?
You take him and you stretch him out and you tie him to a bumper of a pickup truck.
Mm-hmm.
And you tie this other end to the bumper of a pickup truck, and you just rip the motherfucker apart. That's what you do to a motherfucker like this.
Maybe his screams would wake up the neighborhood.
Could you see him lighting our cat on fire? Could you fucking see that?
No. It makes me sick.
Yeah. Don't get me going. I'm already going. Look at me.
I know. I get a little worked up. This guy is just, he's a fucking asshole. Animal. What are you doing over there?
I'm trying to relax a little bit.
Okay.
Okay?
Calm down.
Maybe you should take a drink. That's right. Drink. Drink.
That's the civilized way to drink.
But see, it stays colder in the bottle.
Does it?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Back to the letter.
Back to the letter. Well, back to the murder. That's what it says in the letter.
Yeah.
We're like, back to the letter.
Yeah.
And then back to the murder. When you kill someone, it feels like time just stops. Then you get excited and the adrenaline starts pumping. Then when the life drains from your victim, everything becomes very quiet. Then you stand there gazing down at what you've done, and reality comes back to you. Then you get scared and you don't know what to do. Most will run away from the scene. The best way to handle the situation is try and hide the body until you can take a little time and calm yourself down. Then when it gets dark, get a shovel, a couple of trash bags, and a bag of lime. Now dig a hole 3 to 4 feet deep will work. Line the bottom of the hole with the trash bags. Strip the body of all clothing and jewelry and put them in a trash bag to take with you and throw away somewhere else far away. Now take the bag of lime. Pour some all over the bottom of the hole. Then place the body in the hole. Now pour the rest of the bag of lime all over the body. Then take the shovel and fill in the hole. Your first kill is the hardest. The second kill is a little easier, but you're more paranoid because you got away with the first and you don't want to get caught. Anything else after that is like swatting flies. You will have no feelings at all. Take care, stay tough, Joe, a.k.a. Tiny. Bloody fingerprint. You know, though, before we wrap, you know who would have been great at reading these letters? Do you remember in the video Thriller? Not Michael Jackson, but the man, when he was like, a corpse is here. The old man that was who was talking in the Thriller video?
Yeah.
Fuck, would he not have been great at reading these letters?
Yeah, he would have been.
Yes.
But so are we.
We are, aren't we? We are.
That's what I hear. I don't know. Hey.
You're crazy, Perd.
And you're going to wrap now, but before we wrap, check out After Death. We're not getting paid for this commercial. It's very personal to Tony. And think of Tony when you're watching this movie and tell your friends about it, because we really would like to get the word out. There is a heaven.
There is.
And you won't meet this fat fucker there. I guarantee you.
Or David Gore, or Haddon, or the great art.
The great art. No. Harvey, none of them.
None of them. Well, that's a wrap for today. I hope you enjoyed the show. I enjoyed looking at you in whatever room you're viewing this in. As always, take care, stay safe, and remember, always walk in the calm after the storm. Woo!